such a tough loss. You know, so many good things. Group did second night of a back-to-back. It's a talented team. All those kinds of things. But the big thing that hurt us were the technicals. And 2 free throw rebounding situations where we just got to come up with the ball. We didn't, and they got 2 threes on those. So very disappointing. You know, a fighting effort all the way. I thought, you know, our guys really fought. But on the second night, it just became difficult, and we needed some breaks and didn't get them.
Did you have a chance to talk to Chris about the ejection or why he got so heated?
You know, I just thought in that situation that, you know, what you want to see is a veteran official diffuse the situation, not stare at the guy and dare him to keep talking. You know, and I thought that Chris was wrong. You know, but officials can walk away in certain situations, and I would have loved to have seen that happen right there. He's a young player, you know, and part of this, you know, I think officials can help players develop, you know, by diffusing that situation. So it was unfortunate. I'm not pointing the finger at the referee. I'm just saying that's what I would have liked to have seen. That's why I got the technical, because I kept pointing that out, and then all of a sudden they gave me one. You know.
Were you giving an explanation for why TJ got a tech?
I don't. You know, I don't know what he said. I don't know what he said, but it wasn't much because he just was in and out. You know. But. You know, it's officiating's NBA games has got to be one of the toughest jobs in the world. There are thousands of events that go on, and you know, to get everything right is extremely difficult. And now that we got fans back in the building, you know, they've got to deal with all that noise and commotion, and I don't envy them.
What did you think of the way Domantas bounced back tonight? First guy in franchise history with a 20 rebound triple-double.
Well, listen, he played well. I expect him to play well. He's a tremendous player. I mean, I don't know. With as tough as our season has been this year, I don't know what we would do without him. And again, I thought in the first half that things were so physical. You know, there were a couple times they called offensive fouls on him that I've got to look at the film on. But he's, you know, everybody is out there flopping and taking liberties on him, and you look at his arms and there's scratches and cuts all over him. It's just a tough job that he has too.
What did you think of the team's response to not having Miles? Looking at the box score, points of him pretty even, rebounds pretty even. It seemed like they all rallied to do what he does collectively.
I thought we made a really great effort. Guys followed a game plan extremely well. We put ourselves in position. You know, when we got the 12-point lead in the third quarter, you know, that was a point where we had to sit down and do everything possible to extend it. And we had a couple of quick mistakes, and then all of a sudden it was down to 8 or 7. And those are the situations that really hurt. So, you know, just really disappointing. But these situations got to bring us closer together and make us tougher. And that's just how it's got to be.
Pat Boylan.
Rick, 4th straight game where you guys were under 30% from the three-point line. Do you see this as kind of ebb and flow of the season, or are there correctable angles there?
We had a lot of good looks. Second night of a back-to-back is always going to be a little more difficult. I've seen a lot of down shooting, nights from three in the league. Look at Minnesota. You know, they shot 26% tonight, 25.7. Teams really are making a concerted, strong effort to limit the threes and contest them, and you know, it's showing up a little bit in some of these games and scores. And you know, I don't know. In many cases around the league, I look at 3-point percentages and they look a little down.
Scott.
Rick, you guys are 1-7 this season in games decided by 4 points or less. Do you sense any kind of common thread in that, or trying to figure out how to win games late?
Yeah, they invariably come down to little things. There's always a focus on the last play and things like that, but you know, it comes down to basic execution. I talked about the 2 free throw situations. You know, the technical fouls. I mean, that's just discipline and execution. And you know, we've got to be a team that you know, rises above you know, officiating that we disagree with, and you know, and we've got to be able to get free throw rebounds. It's as simple as that.
Do one more right here.
Rick, after those technicals, Minnesota's got some control, some momentum. What did you see with your guys in the way they kind of fought back? I mean, you didn't allow it to get away there.
Well, I just think it's part of the spirit of our group. We battled all year. I think we got down 9 after that flurry of stuff. Got it back tied, and then the free throw rebound 3 for Beasley, you know, was the difference in the game. And so, you know, that once again is basic execution. So we got to key in on that. Certainly, if we have Miles, it's you know, that will help our rebounding. But you know, that was just not the case tonight, and so you know, got a disappointing result.
Malcolm, what do you make of just the way the game ended, and despite the technical foul, still having a chance to get at the end?
Despite the fouls?
Despite the technical foul, still having a chance to end it, win it at the end.
You know, honestly, I think it's a game we should have won. I think that's what that says. We were, you know, had techs, we had some breakdowns, we had Miles out, which is our defensive anchor, you know, around the basket. But, you know, despite all that, we still had a chance to win this game.
What do you make of Sabonis' performance? I don't know if you know, but he's the first guy in franchise history with a 20 rebound triple-double. The first triple-double with 25 rebounds since like Shaq in like 93.
Yeah, he's an all-star. I mean, it's really that simple. He's excellent. He does everything on the floor. He's fun to play with. He's easy to play with. He's smart, extremely skilled. He's high level.
Did you have a chance to talk to Chris at all about that situation and maybe how to handle it going forward? You know, having that high emotion, playing in an environment that's kind of intense.
Nah, not yet. Letting you know, tensions drop. But as a rookie, it can't happen. Being a first-year guy, you gotta keep your composure, even when you aren't getting fouls called, whatever it is. You know, you're not the only person that's happening to. So, you know, Chris has to be better.
Do you take more positives or negatives away from a game like this?
I'm gonna take more positives. I'm gonna look at the positives. Of course, I'm gonna dissect the negatives and see where individually I can be better and as a team we can be better. But I'm gonna take more positives always.
Pat Boylan.
Malcolm, you guys have played 13 road games. Almost all of them have been close. You guys are 3-10 away from home. Is there something that's happening in the home games that isn't carrying over to the road as much as you'd like to see it?
I mean, I think you look at NBA basketball, teams are better at home than they are on the road. I think that's sort of the common denominator. You have your fans behind you, you're in an environment where you're more comfortable, you tend to win more.
Scott.
Malcolm, the offense, just 41 points, 29% shooting in the second half. Well, where were the struggles? Why was it difficult for you guys to get into your actions?
I don't know, man. I think we missed some shots. I also think we didn't attack and get downhill as much as we did in the first half. And when you don't get downhill and you play around the perimeter, you're not going to get as good of shots.
We'll do one more. Tony, go ahead.
Malcolm, you guys have struggled in close games pretty often this season. Another 2-point loss tonight. What do you sense is going wrong at the end of these close games that maybe wasn't the case in past seasons?
I think we're not getting the stops we need. I think everything we do is on the defensive end. We have breakdowns. Just one little breakdown in the last minute and a half will kill us, and we had that again tonight.
Justin, how much do you think, I know the techs were a big factor, but Anthony Edwards got going there in the third quarter. He's doing like the alley-oop dunks and things like that. How much did that change the imprint of the game?
It changed it a lot. I mean, it's kind of similar to when like we play Charlotte. Those young boys get to run around, dunking, and everything gets excited. They feed off of that, and they become very, very hard to guard and hard to stop at that time. And that's kind of what happened at that point when he ended up doing that. I mean, they all were starting to flow, and it seemed like things were coming easy for him. So that did change the game and the momentum for sure.
So I asked you yesterday about Sabonis. I don't know if you can see the future or something. You just kind of shrugged it off, and he'll be fine. He comes out and has a historic performance tonight. 25 rebounds first. I think 25 rebounds, triple doubles is like Shaq. So from your perspective, hearing his name in that conversation, what do you think of him and maybe just his status in the game?
Yeah. No, I mean, first of all, congrats. I think it's really dope. And I mean, Domas is a force down there, and it looks a lot different than some other guys. Obviously it's not the same size as Shaq, and at the same time, to be in the same, sentence as Shaq and doing that and not being nowhere near his size shows how good you are, how dominant you are down there, and how much he really, is really, really concentrated on helping us. It's not like Domas goes out there and tries to get 25 rebounds for himself. He's trying to help our team, understood that we had other bigs out, and he did his job. I hate to sound like I'm underwhelmed by it. I'm not. It's just Domas. This is what Domas does. Yes, that's a high number, but I'm not surprised by it.
I know obviously Chris got heated, got thrown out, and TJ gets a tag, Carlisle gets a tag. Do you think that changed the game as well, or maybe? How did you all, on the flip side, I guess, stay in it and have a chance to win?
Yeah, I mean, man, this game of basketball is a lot of ups and downs. It's not perfect. From that being a fan and watching the game, man, that stuff makes it exciting. We're trained to be able to play through adversity. We still have to try to find a way to win, even when things are seem like they're going completely the other way. And I still feel like we had a chance to win regardless of all that stuff. Yes, that could be a momentum changer, but there's momentum changers all throughout the game. There's runs, there's Tyler and Edwards and them are dunking, and there's different things that happen, and you're on the road. So you got to find a way to, after that stuff happens, settle in, find a way to get the win. We set a lot of time, and give yourself a chance.
Pat, go ahead.
Justin, you guys have played in more close games on the road than anybody in the league, and I know your record in those games isn't where you would want it to be. Are you noticing a common trend in areas where you'd like to see improvement in these close games away from home?
Yeah, I mean, even in most games in general, we got to find a way to be better in the third quarter, coming out and taking care of business. Especially when we're up like that. I really believe in the games that we have done it. When we come on the third quarter and get the stops, get the rebounds, not make those mistakes that we can control, we usually end up winning the game pretty handily, or in the space where we're controlling it. So we have to come on that third quarter with the same urgency that we have in that first half, and give ourselves a better look come fourth quarter.
I don't know if you've heard what you pulled off tonight, but you're on like a list with guys like Will, Shaq for having 25-point triple doubles. I know it came in a loss, but how do you, when you hear your name in those conversations with guys who are some of the game's greatest, what does that mean?
I mean, it's amazing. Obviously, it's really cool. I didn't know that, and it would have made it a lot better if we got the win. That's the main focus, especially for us now at this point of the career. Of the season.
How do you describe the way you rebound? Because Justin was saying you're not like, the tallest guy. You might not jump the highest. You might not be the biggest. Yeah. But every night, as we can see, you got them covered up tonight, but we can see the scars that kind of prove that you're working down there.
You just gotta go get it. You gotta have a knack for where the ball's gonna go. You gotta know if it's shooting from the corner, most likely it's gonna go to the opposite side. Bill Baino, when he was here with us, really helped me early on to box out from the inside on the offense. That really puts the defense in a back position to get some easy offensive ones. And it just gets extra possessions for our team. To kick out for teams.
Was there anything that you did differently just in your approach to tonight? I know last game might have been your worst game of the season. Did you do anything different, or was it just like put it behind you and go out there and play?
Last game we put it behind us. I'm just trying to stay involved with the team. On offense and defense, and get rebounds, any extra possessions. Trying to bring up the ball more. Like be in the mix more with the guys and help them get open and create better shots.
What do you take away from the momentum swings, the technical, the big shots, the late shots, and you all in it at the end? What do you take away from a game that involved so much, tonight?
Yeah, there were so many points in the game where it could have gone our way or could have gone the other way, and in a game like this, every position matters, and this shows why all the little details that on defense we break down or on offense bad shots are going to hurt us at the end of the game because we lost by 2 points, and we could have had this game.
Pat, go ahead.
Domas, you're such an aggressive player, and it looked like when you picked up the 5 fouls, you chose to stay aggressive, but you were able to do so in a way that you were able to also stay on the floor. Can you take us through your mindset as you have an extended period there where you pretty much have to keep your style of play up, but at any moment a foul disqualifies you?
Yeah, it's something I've learned over the years playing with foul trouble. Especially games like this. If I'm not out there aggressive, it's like there's no point in having me out there. I know I have 5 fouls, but my team needs me to be aggressive. So just got to go out there and don't get any cheap ones. Be smart about it. When to be more aggressive than other areas.
Scott, go ahead.
Domas, it was another bad third quarter, but then also fourth quarter offensive issues as well. You guys are just 1-7 in games decided by 4 points. Is there a common thread you're seeing late in games? Maybe guys trying to do it themselves, or just not having a good flow offensively?
It's tough, because in the fourth quarter the game slows down, and we just need to get. I feel like sometimes maybe the ball moving more. Teams start to switch, and I feel like we get like lulled into that and try to go one-on-one, and the best for us is to have more screens, more blurs, guard-to-guard screens. Any miscommunication on the defensive end is going to help us on the offensive end.
One more, Jim, go ahead.
Hi, Domas. Domas, in a game where you contribute so handsomely to your team's scoreline, how disappointed are you personally that you didn't get the win?
Yeah, it definitely sucks not winning. Even if I didn't have whatever I did today, it would suck not to win. We're going through a tough stretch in our season, and everyone's important. Especially this one.